Yeah. Why is this hanging like this? Hold on. They look uneven. I kind of look like the chick from the movie The Craft. A little eerie. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about something that was really on my heart. I just started this new devotional in my YouVersion Bible app called Unsupermommy. And it talks about just how us humans are so addicted to striving for perfection. Do we not all strive for perfection every single day? Like, whether we know it or not, we're always trying to be perfect. And in reality, it does not exist. So I wanted to talk about this because this doesn't just go for mothers. This goes for trying to be perfect in the workplace, at home, to be the perfect daughter, to be the perfect sister, to be the perfect wife, to be the perfect mom. Like, we're killing ourselves trying to be perfect. So when I was reading the devotional, it was talking about like taking off the cape, and I envisioned it like this. So being super mom is like this word we like to throw around. It makes us feel confident. It makes us feel bold. Like, we are superhumans, okay? We are super moms. We wear this super dope cape and we come to the rescue and we're perfect and we're strong and we multitask 1,001 things. Like, so we're awesome, right? But if we think about it, this cape that we wear to show that we're super mom is literally tied around our neck on our back. Once we're able to take that cape off and live freely, we don't have all of that pressure on us to be a super mom or just a superhuman. Does that make sense? So I started to think of it like that. Like, yeah, we want this cape, but do we want something choking us? Do we want something on our back all the time? Like, it's gonna get annoying. So like, let's rip that cape off and let's just live freely. Like, embrace our flaws. To be honest, the most I've ever failed in life has been being a mom. It's true. Like, people think that I'm, a dope super mom. Thank you. That is so sweet. However, I feel like a failure every single day because it's something you're learning, and there's no manual that comes with it. So, I feel like a failure a lot in my wifely duties, if you want to call it. Sometimes I feel like I'm being too much of a mom and I'm not being enough of a wife. And then I feel like I'm not being a great daughter because I'm too busy trying to be a perfect wife and a perfect mom. And then, then I just feel like I'm failing just as an individual of Lauren because I'm doing all these other things for other people and I feel like I'm failing myself. So we need to just stop focusing on trying to be the perfect person because we will never be the perfect person, ever. God doesn't want us to be the perfect person. We just need to be the best person that we can be. God accepts us with every single flaw that we have. He accepts us. He accepts us every single time we mess up, willingly. Just like, come back home. It's okay. You got this. Dust yourself off and try again. Like, okay, Aaliyah. Dust yourself off and try again. Like, you got this. So I wanted to bring up some examples. Now, I don't want people who are not moms to get turned off by this video because I'm going to go through every part of my life where I try to be a super whatever, and then I just feel like a failure. I'm just going to start with motherhood. Of course, I try to be a super mom all the time. I am a working stay-at-home mother, so I am with my kid 24/7. Now, you can imagine that is a very tough job. For some people, that might be like, oh, she has it so easy, she stays home. But if you're a mother, you know that stay-at-home moms, it is a very rough job, and you don't have a lot of time to yourself, not even to go to the bathroom. So being pregnant, I am 30 weeks pregnant, about to be 31 weeks. And, my hormones are going crazy. My patience is running thin already as a person. As Lauren, I have very low patience, so it's even lower now. And I feel like I'm just yelling at my child, okay? Sometimes I'm like, if someone saw me right now, they'd be like, what kind of mother are you that you're just yelling at your kid? Like, he's only 2. Like, he's only 2.5. Like, let him do whatever. Guys, I feel like a failure every single time I yell at him. Even if it's warranted, I feel so horrible. I feel like, oh my God, He hates me. My son hates me. Of course, he doesn't really hate me, I hope, but I always feel like he hates me. Like, you know, my husband will come home and he'll tell Landon to stop, and Landon stops right away. For me, he laughs at me if I yell at him. He laughs at me if I flick him. Like, it's just at that point where I'm just like, nothing I do is right. I can't discipline him right. I can't love him right. I can't raise him right. All these things. And then, you know, Christmas is around the corner. I know there's a bunch of moms who feel like they want to give their kids everything. But let me tell you, I remember when Landon was 1 and I had friends tell me, just give him a box and wrap the box and let him open it. And I was like, no way, I have to get my child gifts. And we bought him like a ton of Christmas gifts. Guys, he hardly cared about anything in those boxes. He just wanted the boxes. He cared about 1 gift out of like 10. And it's so true. Like, we think that our children, you know, when they're 1, that they know these things and they just want to rip things and make a mess. But in my head, I'm like, if I don't buy my kid toys and all of these things, what kind of mother am I? You know what I mean? So like this Christmas, he has like 3 big gifts that we got. We know that he's gonna love. And you know, we got little stocking stuffers here and there. But for the most part, there's 3 gifts and that's all he's getting because he's gonna love them. And I'm not thinking like he needs to have a bunch of these things. He doesn't. He's still at an age he wants to make a mess. Like, I bought him a little drum set and dude just likes the sticks and bangs on everything. So of course those are taken away. So now he just has a drum that he doesn't play with. You know what I mean? Then we come to wife duties. I try to be a super wife. Okay, so something you should know about me is that I am not the cook in my household. Big shocker there. Okay guys, my husband already knew this before he married me, so he signed on. He is the cook. He loves cooking. He loves food. Of course, I can make some things, but he cooks the meals in the house. There are times I'm like, all right, I feel horrible because yes, I am home with the baby, and yes, it's a hard job, but I'm home. Like, I should have dinner on the table for him, or, you know, I should have, I don't know, like I should do like a bunch of things for him because he's out working so hard. Guys, he doesn't even care about these things. Like, I've had conversations with him like, I'm so sorry. Like, I would want you to tell me if you feel like I should step up. He's like, babe, what are you talking about? Like, you're fine. You're home with our kid. Like, I don't need you to do that. That's okay. But I feel like I'm failing him. Like, I feel like I'm not being a super wife because I'm focused on being a super mom. But I have to get this super word out of my head because I'm trying to reach something that's not real. You know what I mean? So in my head, I'm doubting myself. Am I a good wife? And I think if I was doing a bad job and he needed more from me, he would tell me. But I'm so like used to doubting myself, like I'm not giving enough, I'm not giving enough, I'm not giving enough. You know, I try to be a super daughter and I try to like do things with my mom, even though I'm tired or even though I have my hands full. And my mother just recently had surgery and I was taking care of her for like the first month, like going over every single day with my son, being pregnant, cleaning our house, cooking her food, doing this and doing that. And I'm like, you know, there are times where I get frustrated because I'm so tired. And she's like, it's okay, Lauren. Like, I got it. If you're pregnant, you have a 2-year-old, it's good. But then I'm like, what kind of daughter am I? Like, what kind of daughter am I? And it's just all of this negative self-talk that we put ourselves through. We have to stop. Like, literally, we have to stop. And doing this devotional has just taught me, like, even with myself, like, trying to just be a superhuman, I can't do everything. I can't be everything. I can't be in all places at once. And I just have to take life literally a moment at a time, and that's fine. There's things I'm going to fail at. I'm going to fail at motherhood daily. I'm going to fail at marriage daily. And I don't mean like crazy failures, but in my mind, they're crazy failures. You know what I mean? And God is like, that's okay. That's okay to fail. It's okay to feel like you're not doing enough, but don't beat yourself up. And I'm grateful for my husband who reminds me every day, like, you're doing such a great job with our son. Like, give yourself a break. And, you know, being pregnant, I think I'm trying to be like, how can I even be, you know, a super mom to her? I gotta stop saying super mom. How am I going to be the best mother that I can be and divide my time equally? And I think that's what it is. It's about just learning the groove. And as, you know, as a mom, as a wife, as just a person growing up, you're still learning your groove of life. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. You see what works, you see what feels comfortable, what works for you, and your daily life becomes different, and you try and figure out how to spread your time evenly, how to be productive, how to spend time with your kids and teach them, you know, teach them their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, but also having time to just let them hang out and you focus on doing what you love to do. Like, that's okay. So we need to just rip off the capes that we have put on ourselves to be these superhuman, a super worker, a super mom, a super wife, a super husband, a super boyfriend, a super son, a super daughter, whatever it is. Even in the workplace, yes, I said a super worker because I know a lot of us try really hard to be perfect at our workplace, to help everyone out so we can get noticed. But for what? We're killing ourselves. We're literally killing ourselves trying to be perfect and trying to reach this standard and get this recognition of do we even know what? Like, what are we trying to be recognized for? Are we trying to be recognized for being perfect? Because it doesn't exist. So what really does that mean? Drop the super. Drop the perfect. Get those words out of your vocabulary. Take off that cape and live freely, and be confident in making mistakes. Feel comfortable making your mistakes, and you're gonna learn from them. You're gonna move on, and it's gonna be fine. It's going to be fine. We gotta give ourselves enough credit. We gotta give ourselves a break and just know that everything will be fine. So if you want to check that out, I will link the YouVersion devotional down below. And yeah, feel free to share my video. You never know who needs to hear it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.